Welcome, good evening. Look at this nice crowd on such a cold evening. We didn't know if anyone would show up because it was so cold out today. But we were so glad that the ice happened this morning and not tonight, right? Thank the Lord. So we're going to start our program tonight with a piece called Prisms. And I want to tell you a little bit about it because it will make much more sense if you hear what the composer had in mind. So it's written by Bill Payne, who was a groundbreaking handbell composer. He was very active in Pennsylvania for many years at Bucknell University. And he wrote this piece in 1975. How many of you are handbell ringers or directors? Oh, quite a few, look at that. So if you ever look at your music, very few pieces you ring, I bet, were written in the 1970s. That's really early in terms of the modern handbell compositions that we have today. So in 2008, Bill Payne said this about prisms. This is one of the first compositions I wrote for handbells over 30 years ago. It was composed because I was concerned that the high, that end of the table, and the low bell ringers, the ones way back there, in my senior ensemble at the time, were often just standing with very little to do, while the middle bells seemed to be having the most fun. So, the 7 key changes represent the 7 colors of the rainbow. The 3 key signatures represent the 3 primary colors. The entire piece represents the array of light and color mixed together, always changing, never stagnant or dull. And I think our ringers would agree that this piece is never dull. Well, I think we're all warmed up now. We've checked all our bells out, we've played all the keys, we're ready to go for the rest of the concert. Change Ring Prelude on Divinum Mysterium is our next piece. And you probably don't know what a change ring is. How many of you know what a change ring is? Oh, some of you do, thank goodness. So a change ring is a technique used in tower bells. And they still use it today, especially in Europe, for tower bells, they'll ring changes. And a change is when the bells ring in a certain order, a certain mathematical pattern, and then they just keep changing the order up. And so if you had 4 bells, it might go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 2, 1, 4, 3, and then 2, 4, 1, 3, and then 4, 2, 3, 1. They keep playing them in a different order. And it gets super, super complicated when it's 8 bells or 12 bells. That's a lot more to keep track of, right? And it can take a long time to ring a full change when you get a lot of bells going. It's pretty interesting. And they end up, at the end, magically, they'll end up back in their original order. And it's really fun to hear when it turns out right at the end, if everyone does what they're supposed to do. Well, which doesn't always happen. Well, Fred Grayman decided to use this technique at the beginning and end of this arrangement. He doesn't do a whole change or anything, but you'll hear 4 bells starting out at the beginning in a certain order, and they'll keep changing. Different order, different order, different order, and then 4 more bells come in. And it really gives the sound of tower bells, which is really fun. Now the song, Divinum Mysterium, is a plain chant from the 13th century. But today, we know it more as the Christmas carol of the Father's love begotten. So we are going to sing that for you before we play the piece in case it's not a familiar one to you.
He is Alpha
Oh, this next piece is a medley of Christmas carols. What's a Christmas bell concert without a medley of Christmas carols, right? You have to have that in the program. It uses Hark the Herald Angels Sing, It Came Upon the Midnight Clear, and Joy to the World. This is one of the pieces we recorded this season for WDBJ7. Has anyone seen us yet on WDBJ7? Oh, a few people have. Keep an eye out Christmas week, because we'll be on again. The Here at Home series, we've worked with them. This is the second year in a row that they've called us to come record for them. And they air at 3 o'clock on the weekdays, and they were so nice to us. They took the 2 pieces we recorded for Christmas week, and they showed them last Friday and this Monday so that they could kind of promote our concert, which was wonderful. And so you can see it again if you like the piece. It will show during Christmas week. Just watch out on Here at Home. If you didn't see us, you'll get a chance to hear it now. Arnold Sherman, who wrote that piece, has written so many great handbell arrangements over the years, hundreds of arrangements by Arnold Sherman, and they just sound so good on bells. He just knows how to write for bells. So this next piece is another carol you'll recognize, probably the most famous Christmas carol of ever, Stille Nacht, which is Silent Night in English. And it's known throughout the United States, it's known all over Europe, very, very popular carol. But this arrangement is very different. It's not like any other arrangement you'll ever hear of Silent Night, especially listen at the end where there's scales going up through the bass bells. It's just wonderful. And it was written by a great handbell pioneer, another one who was active way back in the 1970s and earlier. Her name was Betty Garee. And she was also writing things at that time that no one else had heard done on bells. And she dedicated this arrangement to her grandmother who passed away in 1970. So you can tell it meant a lot to her. It's a lovely arrangement, and I want you to sit back and relax and listen to the beauty of a silent and peaceful night. Thank you. It's just so beautiful. I wish I could have them all here at church on Christmas Eve, but I don't think that's going to happen. Our next piece, Fanfare for Handbells. You might have noticed the name of the composer is also one of our ringers, Mr. James D. Matthews here, our very own. We're honored to be able to premiere this piece that he's written. And it was written last spring, really, but then we didn't get to play it in the spring for reasons I won't explain right now. But now we're getting to play it for you today. And we thank James immensely because he dedicated this piece to us. On the top of the piece, sometimes composers will put a dedication, and it's to myself, Deborah LeBrun, and the Mill Mountain Ringers. So thank you, James. I'm going to cry, but he's been working so hard. And he first wrote this piece for piano. He's actually written a lot of piano pieces. This was one of his first ventures into writing for handbells. So he took a piece he'd already written, and he transcribed it for the handbells. And it's a fun piece with lots of tricky techniques and lots of fancy rhythms. And you are the first people to hear this piece in performance. If anyone ever wants to write a handbell piece for us, we're glad to premiere it for you. We love doing that and play it for the first time. So exciting. It's like giving birth, you know? So we're going to finish our first half with Farandole. And this might be a piece you'll recognize, but you might not know it by name. A farandole is a lively French folk dance. And this was written by Bizet as part of his suite, I can never pronounce it, L'Arlésienne suite. And the tune is known as March of the Kings. So you'll kind of hear that character in it. It's supposed to be the kings coming to the manger. It is often performed by orchestras because it was originally written for orchestra, so you'll hear it in holiday pops concerts and the like, so I bet a lot of you will recognize it. Bill Griffin gave the bells a very fun transcription, but it is very challenging, and our treble bells especially will be getting a huge workout on this, and that's why I put it at the end of the half, so we could go and kind of recover from this piece for a little bit. During the intermission, we have ushers that will come forward and do a collection, and your generosity that everyone is always so generous to us at our concerts, it's greatly appreciated. That's what keeps us going. We don't have any other income but what we get when people pay us to play, and that's what helps us buy equipment, take care of the bells, buy our music. We don't get paid. We just are here volunteering. It all goes back into our program, and we're a charitable organization, and there's information about that on the back of the program. So we will come back after a short intermission and do our second half. Good, you came back. Yay. I guess the first half went okay then. We're going to start with a piece called Lumiere. And if you know about the Beauty and the Beast, you know what the word Lumiere means, right? Do you remember the little character in Lumiere? What was he? Candelabra. Yeah, Lumiere means light. And this was written by Fred Grayman, who also wrote the Change Ring Prelude that we did earlier. He's another wonderful handbell composer. If you haven't played his stuff, look it up. And he was active in France, and I think that's what inspired him to write this with a French name. Fred says this, I want to make sure I'm reading his words exactly. Fred says this about the opening measures of Lumiere and about the piece. The opening measures depict Genesis 1:4, and God separated the light from the darkness. You will hear two chords at the beginning, and they're two contrasting chords. And you'll hear them, first one is representing light, and the second is representing darkness. In the beginning of the piece, they coexist, growing in intensity. And then God works to separate them, and the light grows in brightness. And you'll hear that the rest of the piece is just pure energy and light. That's a piece that really shows off the bass bells. We're very fortunate to be able to use 5 octaves of bells. Plus, we've got a couple of 6-octave bells. You've probably seen them back there every once in a while. The big silver bells, those aluminum bells, they don't belong to Mill Mountain Ringers. One of them does. The other one belongs to Grandin Court Baptist Church, where Melissa Fox is the director. So we own one of them, and Melissa Fox owns one. or her church owns one, I should say she does. And we also, you've probably seen throughout the program, these low chimes over there. Some of them belong to my church and some of them belong to the Mill Mountain Ringers. So we keep trying to expand our set because it just adds so much more color to the instrument, the wider out you can go, especially when you add more of the bass. So we're still working on that. So that's where your donations will go to. When we have enough money, we'll buy another aluminum bell. So our next piece is What Child Is This? And I know that all of you know this one. It's based on the tune Greensleeves. And Greensleeves was originally written as a folk tune, and it was about the lady Greensleeves, which is why the name. And then much later, the words What Child Is This were written for it, and that's what we're used to hearing at Christmas time. And we're very blessed to have Rebecca Wilson as our flutist. You'll probably recognize this next tune too, Good Christian Men Rejoice, but it's a little bit of a different arrangement. It's in the Celtic style. And my daughter, Sarah LeBrun, will be playing a Celtic drum for us called the Bowron. So if you haven't heard that before, that's what that's called. This one really makes you want to get up and dance. You can dance in your seat. I've told my ringers they need to dance while they play it. It's just wonderful. And we played this piece also for WDBJ7, so some of you might have already got a peek into this piece already. This piece will take a little bit of setup. This is the most wonderful time of the year. Every time I say that in our rehearsal, they all groan at me. But it is the most wonderful time of the year. This is a really fun piece for that. The advertisers use this piece ad nauseum. You'll hear it all the time in ads at this time of the year. But it was a piece in its own right before it started to get used in advertisements. It was written back in the 1960s and was first recorded by the pop singer Andy Williams. Any of you remember that? Oh, yeah, I do. My mom had his records. I was just a little kid then, but I remember listening to those records for sure. Over the years, many other singers have recorded their own versions of the song and has become a popular Christmas song. Joel Rainey, the arranger here, has written this as a very challenging arrangement for handbells. We will be using all the bells we have and most of our choir chimes, and even some duplicate bells spread around the table. So everyone will be quite busy. But it is the most wonderful time of the year. I keep telling them that. So I hope you know that our group thinks handbells are fun. So if you don't play handbells now, I hope you start sometime because they are really fun. You can do lots of fun things. So we've come to the end of our program. Oh my goodness. Wizards in Winter. This is a crazy song. This was first recorded by the Trans-Siberian Orchestra in 2004, so not that long ago. And it soon became very well known because of a Christmas light show that was synchronized to the song. And that video of that light show circulated on the internet, and you know what happens when something gets there on the internet, right? It just went crazy. And you can still find it today. You can still find the original video that made this song famous. And so we're gonna rock out on this song. We have drums, we have electric guitar, we have a bass guitar, and we have the keyboard. There it is. In addition to the handbells and the chimes. And again, we thank you for all your support. Some of you, I see some familiar faces. You're here for every concert, and it's just wonderful to see people coming back. And we thank you for everything that you do to help us continue on. You can follow us on Facebook. You can visit our website so you'll know when our next concerts are. And we wish you all a very Merry Christmas, or a Happy Hanukkah, or Happy Holidays, however you celebrate. And you can feel free to come up and talk to the ringers after the concert. They love to share information about the bells. Gotta get in the spirit, right? Merry Christmas. You can keep your necklaces if you want.